This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to WCFL DolFans Talk. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. It's a beautiful day out here in Brooksville, Florida. Let's go ahead and bring on my co-host from Philadelphia, Mr. Dolphin Winters.
You already know. Victory Monday is upon us, Paul. How you doing today, good brother?
I'm happy as a pig in shit with Victory Monday.
Hey, I like it.
How about we bring on our special guest? Go ahead, Winters.
This young lady has been a definite big help in creating great news, great podcasts, great things for the Miami Dolphin community. I've finally been asking for a minute. When are we going to get her on this show? And we finally got her on. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Miss Fins to the WCFL Dolphins Talk.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
What's
How you
up?
doing? Thank you
How
for
are
having
you?
me, gentlemen.
I'm happy to finally get you on here.
Yes. It's finally. I'm glad that things align and we're able to go ahead and do this. So I'm very excited. Thank you for having me again.
Hey, definitely. It's a pleasure. So, Paul, you can start it off, brother.
Well, I tell you, today Mondays are positive, or the day after the game. Our first show after our game is usually our positive negative day. And today it's more positives than negatives. I'm going to throw the two negatives out there, and that's OBJ and Skylar Thompson. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
They both were non-producers, big time with Skylar. We had a lot of positives. Jalen Waddle. How about Jalen Waddle yesterday?
Balling out.
144 yards he had alone yesterday. I am very upset, though. They tried like crazy. I needed one touchdown from one man, and they tried like crazy getting that man a touchdown there at one point, and never happened. Tyreek Hill. I would have had an $8 parlay bet turn into $96. All I needed was that touchdown from Tyreek Hill.
Hey,
I still did okay. I only lost $10 for the day.
Not bad at all.
That's not too bad.
We have a lot of other positives, but I'm going to let some of y'all bring it up. I know Tom will be joining us in a minute. I don't know if Johnny will make it on or not.
Right. And I think we get Ethan back this week.
Yeah, Ethan should be back Wednesday night.
Okay. So go ahead, Ms. Fins. What's on your mind? Talk to us.
I would say I'm not gonna give Skylar Thompson being a negative. No, it's one play. If anything, it's just unfortunate. That's all it is.
Well, I'll say
it didn't affect the outcome of the game itself. And the other negative you said was him and who else?
OBJ.
OBJ. OBJ actually had three throws to him, and he missed all three of them. He went 0 for 3, and I believe 2 of them were for first downs. For him, being the fact that I think he would have impacted the game a lot more getting those first downs than Skylar Thompson just unfortunately having a bad handoff. You know what I mean?
Well,
In this case, we were pretty good enough that we could absorb that mistake.
Yeah, but and then I agree with you somewhat, but my biggest thing on that is really was McDaniels put in Skylar Thompson way too soon. There was too much time on the clock with a mistake like that could have turned things around badly. But luckily he turned around and put Tua back in. Here comes Mr. Tom O'Gara. Tom, you look a little chilly up there.
It's not too bad. It's gonna be It's gonna be bad on Thursday. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is definitely. What's going on? We're doing our positives and negatives. So what do you think?
Positives, growth and development of Usay. Waddle and he owned the Pats. It's Waddle's breakout game every year. Negative, Jordan Poyer sucks. Also negative was Anthony Walker getting hurt, but I love to see what we got in Tyrell Dodson. Another positive, Calais Campbell and Zach Sealer are way better than Christian Wilkins and Zach Sealer could ever be.
It's so funny you bring that up. In the beginning, right before they even had the coin toss and all, you might have seen it, Miss Fins, where they were showing Calais Campbell talking to the whole guys before they went back into the locker room and all. They showed it up on the Jumbotrons. He was sitting there giving his pregame speech and all, and my wife was sitting there sort of mouthing what he was saying, but not what he was saying to my granddaughter, saying, "Okay, motherfuckers, this is our fucking home. We're not going to give it up."
That's fantastic.
It was funny, but yeah, they had him up on the Jumbotron where he was giving his speech before they went back into the locker room, and basically he was saying this is our house.
Mm-hmm. I like his post-game speech too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed 100%, because we're on a gauntlet now. We have no room for error. We have a slight room for error, but not much. You know, we already know how tough the AFC is. We all know we digged ourselves into a hole. We all know what we have to do. This game coming up, and I know we're not done talking about the Patriots game just yet, but this game against Green Bay is a statement game, not just for us. It's a statement game for the league, to show the league that all those little subtitles can't do or whatever, we can do them. We can actually go into a cold state, playing on a prime time at night against a team that is doing very well for themselves and defensively sound in the Green Bay Packers. So, you know, we can beat them. Our key thing is we got to sit there, and I'll say one of the negatives somewhat to me is we still got to get that running game together, because that is going to be a key thing Thursday night going against Green Bay. We have to have a balanced attack. We cannot do heavy pass and underline and underuse the run. We have to have an efficient running game going against the Green Bay Packers on Thursday night.
I mean, we're built similarly. Both teams are coming from the Shanahan tree. I mean, you saw what the Packers did to the Niners, also run a similar offense. But the same thing, when both teams are out of balance, both teams struggle. When you expect Jordan Love to throw 45, 50 passes a game, he's going to have 3-4 picks. He'll still have 3 touchdowns, but he's going to have 3 or 4 picks. When they run Josh Jacobs with balance, you see what happens. They destroy teams.
Absolutely.
I agree. I mean, Isaiah Wynn should be a big boost. We didn't have to rely on Robert Jones or Liam Eichenberg in a rotation. Either one of them. They're both BC CD players. But, yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. We know Tehran's playing hurt. They got a good D-line. Rashawn Gary is all-pro. But we'll see. Xavier McKinney's playing out of his mind in the back end.
One thing good about – another positive about yesterday's game is that we only had 3 penalties. You know, our penalties have come way down from compared to the first 4 or 5 games.
Absolutely.
That comes down mostly to team execution. I mean, the coaches and the owner can't really do anything about that. If the players execute, they're the ones that are going to be able to minimize that at the end of the day. So if they can continue to execute, then yeah, that's going to end up being a pretty good outcome for us as long as we can minimize those errors.
Yeah, we just can't keep shooting ourselves in the foot, especially in these games where the narrative's against us. I mean, the last 2 cold weather games Tua has played, it's kind of, or 2 of the 3, let's say, he's played out of his mind. They just came up short. Both games versus Buffalo lost by a field goal. I mean, the people that are picking apart Tua right now and the Dolphins and talking all types of mess, they just seemingly forget to put the stats from both the Cardinals game where he was like not all the way there, but he was getting there, and that Bills game where he had 3 incompletions. They're saying, oh, you're playing nobodies, but it's not him not playing nobodies. It's, league wide, his numbers are across the board.
Right.
Well, I mean, once again, Jonnu and Tua had a great game put together as well.
Oh, he went off yesterday.
You see how much that opens up the field?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Once you have to, if they're going to do 2 high safeties and they sit in those slant routes right over the top or those little end arounds, then you have Jonnu doing all types of different stuff. And then you have to stay home here, stay home there, stay home here. It opens up literally the entire offense.
Right. I mean, Jonnu and Tua gave me major points on my fantasy league, too.
Yeah, the one time I benched Waddle.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Jordan Addison went off for like 25 apiece. Oh, and DJ Moore, too. I was like, great week to bench the 3 of them.
Well, last week between Jonnu and Tua, I had over 60 points between the 2 of them.
Yeah. The one thing that killed me this week was Jahmyr Gibbs only getting 9 receiving yards out of 6 leg for 1,200. He was my only thing. I'm sitting there waiting for 3 quarters. Like, dude, what are
Raphael
you guys doing?
Portwright, what's up, my brother?
Well, lots of good. One game at a time. I like how the mantra is 1 game at a time. They're not overlooking anything. They're not trying to look ahead to the Jets. They're not trying to look ahead to Cleveland. They're not looking ahead to Houston, who's also struggling mightily right now.
Yeah.
They're not looking ahead to the Niners, who might sign Danny Jones by tomorrow, knowing how bad, who knows how bad the shoulder injury is for Brock Purdy.
Right.
You got some winnable games.
Absolutely. It's up to us. That's what it really comes down to. We just, like I said, we cannot shoot ourselves in the foot. We got to play smart. And that's what it really comes down to. And like Miss Finn said, comes down to execution. That's what it really comes down to. We can be that team. This is what it comes down to is, do they want to beat this team? And right now, the way I'm looking at things, they want to beat this team, but now they want to shut all those little narratives up and go and finally shut all the naysayers up and say, oh, they can't go into Green Bay. They can't do this. This is it. And you're doing it on prime time. Ain't nothing else on Thursday night, unless a couple Christmas specials here and there. That's it. So
arguably the most watched football game of the year.
Absolutely.
Most eyes on it. Primetime slot on Thanksgiving night.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'll be watching it one way or another. I know that.
Yeah,
it's going to be nationally. I think it's going to be nationally televised. They are nationally televised. It's going to be on national TV, so they are putting it on national television.
Yeah, I'll be row 2 behind the end zone, freezing.
Nice.
Yeah, I forgot when you fly out, Tom.
Leave Wednesday at. I think I got to leave here at like 6:30. I think my flight's at like 9:30.
Okay.
Stop in Chicago for an hour and then on to Milwaukee and meet up with everybody and drive over to Green Bay from there.
Oh yeah.
Miss Benz, what are your positives?
I liked the utilization of the tight end. I wish this would have been a thing for the last 5 years consistently, but unfortunately it hasn't been due to our quarterback. But finally he's able to see the players he has on the field, and he's utilizing the players we need him to utilize. I've been saying this a lot. If we can go ahead and have spreading the ball out, specifically with the tight ends who tend to be mismatches for defenses, then it would allow for our wide receivers to have more opportunities downfield. And now, finally, he's doing it. So I'm happy about that. That'll probably be like my biggest win, in my opinion. That's what I loved the most about yesterday's game. Um, the other thing that I would say that I really loved was the fact that the defense didn't really break. They only allowed 7 points in that entire game. So for me, that's a good thing. Obviously, it's relative to the opponent that we have because guess what? It's the Patriots. They're a bad team. We're a mid team.
Right.
And we were able to go ahead and take advantage of that and to be able to defeat an opponent, divisional opponent, the way that we did, and only keep them down to 7 points. That's really good, and we got to take that momentum up to Green Bay.
Johnny O, what's up, Johnny O?
What's up, guys? How are you?
Good, brother. How are you? Happy Victory Monday to you, man. What we're doing your segment, and you finally came in at the right time.
I know. I got home. I was relaxing, and I forgot.
Well,
there's one person I forgot that we all need to mention. We all need to mention this one.
Yeah,
Chop.
Yeah.
The development is coming along swimmingly.
Yes,
I was going to bring him up because, I'm falling more in love with Chop every game.
Every game he's getting better and better.
That first step is great. It's all about his technique. He keeps working. Well, Armstead, he's going to learn it. I mean, he's not getting his arms extended too much. He's getting thrown down like he was with Deion Dawkins versus the Bills. He rushes upfield a little bit. Sometimes he takes the bait, especially when there's a jumbo set, an extra tackle. We saw that on their little screen with their end around. But he's getting there. He's starting to help in the run game, especially when he's like soft on the run. It's when you see Ramsey dropping down the linebacker a lot, or Kohu coming down to the fourth linebacker slot a lot. But
one of my positives especially with Tua yesterday, it's something we haven't seen in the past years that much. 29 receptions with 8 different receivers.
Yes.
Not just 3 or 4 different receivers, but 8 different receivers.
Well, they're starting to spread the ball around more. They're using Jonnu more as like Deebo Samuel. You know, he's in blocking as a fullback. He's out as a tight end blocking. He's on a tight end running routes.
Oh, yeah.
Take them what the D gives them. They're not forcing anything. And they know that once the D starts biting on these lower inside routes, these slants, these curls, it will open up over top.
You know, I love a Chan getting the touchdowns, but I need him to get rushing touchdowns. I need him to have some rushing touchdowns.
Yeah. Did you hear about Jonnu's first touchdown? He was the fourth option. He was the fourth option. They did a lot of great play designs yesterday to flow the entire defense going left, putting Beckham in the slant, Hill in the slant, Jonnu coming on the curl, and everybody's going this way. It leaves wide open that back door where Tua could run.
Now, here's a very interesting stat that y'all might not know about. Jonnu was the first tight end to score 2 touchdowns in a single game and 100-plus yards since the 70s.
Wow.
Yeah.
For Miami. And then yesterday, the week before when we played the Raiders, he had his personal record of 101 yards. He broke it yesterday with 102 yards.
Yeah.
Hey, tell you what, he looked really good. I mean, Jonnu has come a long way in his system with, like I said, his blocking. They line him up at fullback a couple times. I mean, and he's playing fantastic. I mean,
he's come around because if you remember during training camp, he was having a hard time catching the ball from Tua. He's not used to that left-handed spin. Is the whole thing.
Well, he got used to it now.
Oh yeah. You're quiet there, Miss Finn. What you thinking about?
Well, I like what I saw. I think that I'm seeing good progression from the team, and I just want us to continue this and moving forward. You know, the real test is gonna come on Thursday. Period. We did what we were supposed to do versus teams that were bad, lesser teams. Now, being that we're coming up against a team that's just above, in between top tier and mid, a good team with some momentum. It's gonna be a challenge, and I think that the guys, as long as they execute, and Mike McDaniel does a good game plan, we should be good. And this last game, that's what you saw. It's a good game plan. It was executed, and to me, we can expect the defense to hold us down, hold the opposing team to 0 points. But if we can contain, like we have been, and keeping them under 20, then this offense should be able to put up enough points for us to win the next game, which is all we want.
I mean, we got to remind everybody right now, Green Bay still has something to play for also, and they're trying to play in the playoffs because right now the juggernaut over there in their division is Detroit Lions, which they're just doing whatever they want to whoever they want right now.
Yeah.
And they're still trying to play for a wild card of such. So they're still trying to play for playoff position by them beating the 49ers. If it comes down to it, the 49ers, if they don't get their act together, they're going to be the ones looking out. They're going to be looking in on the outside. So we got to look at that also. They have a lot to play for. So this is a meaningful game for them just as much as it is for us. And we have to have that mentality. The key thing is, like I say always, what is the mentality of these men going into Green Bay? They know what they need to do. They know what they have to do. And my whole thing is, will they do it? We will see Thursday night. And I really believe that Calais Campbell, and you got a lot of leaders, Tua himself and the coach and everybody in that locker room. I really believe now that they understand the importance of this game Thursday night. This is the statement game. This is not just the statement game to them. This is the statement game to the league. Just let them know, let everybody know that we do belong. And we are not one of those 5 and 6 teams that you can just look over and don't look at our record either. So that's what it comes down to.
Well, what I see Thursday night is two teams that are pretty evenly matched and pretty much, the same type of team. Ups and downs, going, win a couple, lose a couple, win a couple. Green Bay has not shown me that they're an upper echelon team, and I get to, see them when I'm home, and they're an up and down team just like we are.
Yeah.
As much as the Vikings are 9-2, they haven't looked good either. They've been getting bailed out late. The defense been helping them, so they're looking up to them too. They're number 3 in their division at 8-3.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, ain't that crazy?
You got 10-1, 9-2, and 8-3. 1, 2, and 3. That's insane.
Hey, look, I'm going to be honest with you. Somebody in the division is not going to make it in the playoffs because you might get 2 to maybe 3 teams coming out of that division. You never know.
You'll probably get 3 because everybody in the West right now is 5-5 or 6-5 or 5-6. Like that tight division over there.
So whoever the divisional winner of the West is going to be the only team coming out of the West.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Hey, man, that's the NFL, dude. That's how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
I know you did not just say one team is coming out of the West. What
NFC
the West
West.
is currently holding. Oh.
The
NFC West, not the AFC West.
Yeah, so you got the Cardinals and Seattle are both 6-5.
I
You got the
should have
Seahawks.
specified NFC West.
Okay.
No, I know that whole race. No, that race over there in the AFC West, we got to keep an eye out on that race as well.
That's the only division that's gonna probably have 3. If we want to make it, they have to only have 2.
Yeah, because the Raiders didn't do us no favors yesterday, which they could have, but they didn't. So we got to take matters into our own hands. We have to look at every probability and possibility of us making or missing the playoffs. So that's just what it comes down to.
We need the Chargers tonight? Chargers to win the night over the Ravens, just because they're both about the same.
No, we need the Ravens to
We
beat
need
the
the
Chargers.
Ravens ready to beat the Chargers.
I thought it was the other way due to conference record.
No, right now we would need the Ravens. Look, if we want to get in, there's 2 teams right now who are in the way, and that's the Chargers and the Ravens, who are technically 5 and 6. The thing is, the Ravens will make the playoffs. Ravens and Pittsburgh will they'll be in the playoffs. The problem we have is you got Kansas City. Obviously, we already know they're going to be one. Probably end up being one anyways. The problem we have is you have Chiefs, Broncos, and Chargers dealing with it. So we need the Broncos to continue to lose or actually lose because they haven't been losing. And we need the Chargers to lose. Either one of those two falls out of it, we get in as long as we keep winning. And if they don't, there's no way we can get into the playoffs if either one of those teams do not lose. It's much more easier for us to get in having one of those, either the Chargers or the Broncos, not in it. So that's why we need the Ravens to go ahead and beat the Chargers.
Right.
Well, I mean, basically, we control our own destiny because all these teams aren't going 6-0 down the stretch. So Denver, Chargers, Ravens, they're not all going 6-0 down the stretch. So if we can go 5-1, I think we make it in.
That would be pushing it. We realistically need all 6 wins, but we'll probably end up getting 5-1. Anything less than that, we're not making it. But in order for us to make it, Denver has to continue to lose. They have about, in the last 6 games, about 3 more losses from what I saw in their schedule. Right now, they're going up against Cleveland on Monday, Colts after, Chargers, Bengals, Chiefs. So if the Chiefs haven't already wrapped up the number 1 overall already, they're probably going to be fighting with the Bills to try to get the number 1 overall seed. So that means that's going to be a competitive game. The Broncos are probably going to lose that game. Bengals are still going to be a tough out for them as well. That's 2 losses. Going up against the Chargers, it's going to be heads up between those two. So you need the Ravens to beat the Chargers now. So in case the Chargers beat the Broncos, it's still going to be favorable for us. If not, I don't see us making it if 3 come out of the West. That's 2 of them have to come out of the West in order for us to be able to really secure this playoff push. So,
no, like I said, we control our own destiny. We win, we got nothing to worry about.
Absolutely.
When it can't be versus the AFC, that's a fact. It's got to be an NFC team for the loss. Can't afford any more ground lost in the AFC.
Yeah, because Indy already holds a tiebreaker over to us. We can't have any more conference losses.
Not at all. Because right now, I'll be honest with you, I'm not looking past any opponents, but the Texans look right for the picking. Because that game was really, really good. That was a good game yesterday. Tennessee and the Texans. Yeah, I was sitting here tuning in, and I was watching a little bit of everything yesterday after the Dolphins game, and I was like, wow. I'm like, okay. So a lot of these teams, they look vulnerable, and I mean, they look good for the picking. It's like I said, what Miami Dolphin team shows up, that is the key point. Psychologically and physically, what team is going to show up?
Well, Thursday night's the big test.
Mm-hmm.
In Green Bay, in cold weather, 30% chance of snow.
Time I think about you, I'm sitting in my living room with Thanksgiving dinner, and I'm chilling in 80-degree oil heat house, and I'm just sitting there with my jersey on while you're freezing your ass off. I appreciate you, though.
That 5th of Jameson will keep me real nice and thirsty.
Tom, when are you leaving?
I think like 9 o'clock. My flight is on Wednesday.
Okay.
And then we get into Milwaukee by like 1:45, and then I think I'm on the flight with Missy and Don, and then we're meeting Jedediah there, and then getting in the car and driving to Green Bay. I know it's a mess, but it was easier and cheaper that way. And then right to the house where the hosting. I mean, the house is sick. I'll send you the address. Like, it's literally the end of the property line for the house is the start of the parking lot for the stadium.
Wow.
It's probably 30 feet, maybe. Not even. I would say 20 yards.
Just sneeze. You can sneeze and you're right there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Damn.
Well, that's when I go to the Houston game. The hotel we're staying at is right there across the street from the stadium.
Nice. Can't get no better than that.
So we'll be walking to the stadium. Won't have to worry about that.
I'm not sure where the Airbnb we're at is in Houston. I know it's close, but
Yeah, energy is sick. The baseball stadium's really cool down there too.
We doing
They're changing their
commercial.
name to something else now.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Some
sir.
Japanese air conditioning company is getting it instead of Minute Maid Park for the Astros. Don't ask me which Japanese air conditioning governments. I don't know, but they're changing their name to something like that. I was like, what are you guys doing? Are they hoping to get Roki Sasaki? Hey, we're putting your homeland sponsor in outfield. It's not going to work.
Real quick commercial break.
What's up, y'all? This is Chef Jew. Looking for a great chef for your next catering party, private party, office party, etc. with welcome watering meals and desserts? Let Chef Jew Catering and Sweet Treats take care of it for you at an affordable price. Call me at 786-804-8096. Also reach me at chefjewcatering@gmail.com. Direct message on Facebook and Instagram at Chef Juice Catering. Chef Juice Catering and Sweet Treats. Food with a passion. We do it all.
Chef Jew, Miami-Dade, Palm Beach area. Get his sweet treats and good eats. Don't forget the cheesecake. That turtle cheesecake is delicious.
I believe it.
I got to see Chef yesterday. Always good to see him at the tailgate.
Yep, sure is.
Miss Finn, where are you at?
South Florida.
Okay. Are you at the game?
954.
Are you at the games?
Yeah, I was there on Sunday. It was awesome. It was
Where do
great.
you tailgate at?
East 12. I go up and down. Yeah. So it's pretty nice.
Then you had to see this mug.
I probably have.
I'm at East 12 there with Maria and Holly and Dericky, and when Papa Paul's over that way.
I'm usually somewhat in the middle with Dolfreaky.
With Allie and
yeah.
Okay, yeah. I walk up and down. I go see Cam at East 32 down there, and say hello to everybody walking through.
Yeah, no, I do the same thing. I walk up and down, things like that. We're doing right now. Actually, we're doing two different things. One for DCC and one for the Dolfreaky's Friends charity, and we're actually giving out kits, Narcan kits, at fans at the tailgate. So our next one is going to be for the Jets game. It's going to be great. And we're going to be doing that. I'm also raising funds for DCC as well. We accept any, but at least 25, and you get a snazzy shirt like this, and then it's got cool writing on the back as well. So.
Were you wearing that yesterday?
Yes, I was.
Then I did see you. Yes.
Yes. So it's a great way for us to, fundraise for DCC, and it's also great to be able to give the fans those Narcan kits, because I hear this all the time. I don't know anybody that's gonna need it. It's not about you or anybody that you know. It might be somebody that you do know or somebody that you don't know that may be having an episode at that moment who might need, you don't know what they're might be on or been exposed to, and if you can save a life, why not? You know what I mean? It's 100% free. So that's what we're really doing here, because Miss Fins is partnering with Dolfreaky and Dolfreaky's Friends to be able to go ahead and really influence the fan base and to get the voice out there, because it's an important issue and not a lot of people feel comfortable talking about it, but we really want to be able to help out the entire community that way. So come by and you'll be able to get your own kit, and also, donate for DCC as well.
Johnny, the Jets game, the wife and I will probably come sit with you.
What's that?
The Jets game, the wife and I will probably come sit with you.
What, for tailgate?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, brother.
Because we're going to be getting there probably a little later than usual, because we're just getting off the cruise ship then.
Right. Yeah. No, come on down. I'll make sure, chairs or the back of Ricky's truck or whatever. We'll make sure you got somewhere to sit and relax.
Appreciate it. I knew you would. I was upset with Paris. He was supposed to be sitting with me, but he gave his tickets away to someone else, and he sat somewhere else.
Oh, you can't be upset if he's giving his tickets away. I mean, it's.
Yeah, I know, but I was supposed to be sitting next to him. I'm sitting. At least I had a bunch of Finn fans around me, so it wasn't too bad.
Well, he snuck in the tailgate yesterday for a little while.
Yeah, he walked straight through, went over to West 25, and he did his walking, and yeah, he almost didn't show up. He said, but he ended up showing up, and I got to meet some people that I actually haven't met before in person. I just know them through Facebook and stuff, which was nice. We had a good. Oh yeah, we had a good turnout in the yellow parking lot for things.
And I was wearing our shirt yesterday.
Yes, you were.
I had my West Coast on because I don't have much in white.
Me neither. I ended up, I don't have. I had, I was going to bring the Dolphin jersey. I brought the pink jersey so I could match my wife and granddaughter, and then I left it in the hotel room. So I just grabbed the white shirt off of what I was selling. Matter of fact, I'm still wearing that same white shirt. Yeah, I slept in it. So what more? I got to say, there was a lot of positives. I mean, some of the positive was, Sealer and Campbell, Chop Robinson, Agba.
Ramsey.
Well, honestly, the special teams unit for not having any mishaps.
They played solid. They played very solid. They didn't allow any stupid penalties or stupid plays, and they did play solid. So the special teams is getting better. We have to give credit where credit is due.
Listen, I say it all the time. When it comes to special teams, just don't screw it up. Don't get that penalty. Don't get that, moving too early. Just play the game. Stay in your zone. Tackle your guy. Punt the ball well. Make your field goals. If we're not talking about special teams, that's good.
Right.
I mean, I even give, a thumbs up to Coach McDaniels. I mean, yeah, he put Skylar Thompson in way too early as far as I was concerned, really. But he had the sense to pull him out after the mishaps. And
one play and the ball's fumbled. He puts it up. He puts it under the running back's chin, and the running back looking forward. He's expecting it in his arms.
Right.
I mean, the running back doesn't look at the football. They're looking ahead, and they go by feel. When the ball gets in there, they close their arms. He stuck it under his chin.
I understand that and all, but I mean, McDaniel could have kept him in there and saying, "Okay, you could get this or something," but he didn't.
Well,
and I'm alone on that one if he keeps his ass in there.
The only thing I could say to Mike is, yeah, we were up a lot, but the game ain't over. Remember Tennessee last year?
There was
points on the board. There's way too much time left to be putting Skylar in there.
That's exactly what was my thought when I seen him in there. I'm like, there's still over 10 minutes left in the game.
Right. You want to put Skylar in? Put Skylar in victory formation. Say he loses a yard every time he kneels down, and Tua doesn't.
And when they had the fumble for the 6, that was horrible, man. I was like, oh shit.
And then the 2-point conversion.
Right.
But Stahl will tell you, my prediction was 34-17.
Oh, you were close.
I was right there on it.
Let's say I'm happy they didn't get a safety. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, you can't get any closer than that without being on top of it,
That's true.
I mean, listen.
I'm not gonna crucify him over one play. It didn't cost us the game, and at this point, I mean, when you're out of the rotation, I understand as far as Skylar. It should be easy. You're just handing the ball off. I get it, but it didn't work out. Thankfully, it didn't affect the game. I'm not gonna crucify him. He's a backup for a reason.
I'm not crucifying him. I'm just crucifying the situation. He shouldn't have been put in that situation at that time.
I mean, we were up what 431 to
31-7 at the time.
I can understand why they would put him in.
Yeah, and I agree with Miss Finn because you know what, if Tua goes out there and twists an ankle or hurts his knee or something, we're all bitching how come they didn't pull him out when you're up 31-7. So I mean, it's Mike's got to have that balance of understanding, and he did the right thing. There was a fumble, there was a touchdown, take him out, put Tua back in.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine if Tua goes out there and tweaks his knee or an ankle or, gets hit or something, and we're all crucifying Mike. How come he didn't take him out when it's 31-7?
And it's happened almost every single year. You had Trill Williams. A lot of people forget. 1 minute 34 seconds, 3 years ago in the last preseason game, he had no business being there. That young man was going to be a stout defensive player for us. But what happened? He ended up being out for the season due to the injury. He had no business being there with 1 minute 34. You put in the 6 stringers at that point. You knew he was going to end up being one of your starters. It happened with Phillip. It happened with Chubb. We're already up. Why is Chubb still in? So it's something that McDaniel has consistently dealt with.
Yeah.
So I can see why he would put Skyler
in. And Trill Williams is not even playing football anymore.
He's actually in wrestling right now. He actually signed to the WWE to be a professional wrestler.
Yep.
So
good for him.
Yeah, I'm happy for him. Definitely.
What's up, Lewis? How you doing, my brother?
Definitely. So I was excited when I heard that news. It actually broke about a week and a half ago. And I'm like, well, you do have ex-NFL players that make their transition to professional wrestling, which is not an easy transition, and they do succeed. So I wish
I shared that with you too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you had already seen it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was very excited about that. I was so happy to hear that he got that. And I'm like, wow. I mean, he could be a bigger star than he was in the NFL. I wish he could. I really do. You got a lot of guys that make that transition. Bill Goldberg, he didn't make it out of the NFL. He went to pro wrestling. He's a legend. You got actual wrestlers right now that are active, that are professional wrestlers. You got the guy in NXT. You got Moose in TNA. You got older guys that played the game, and they played the game at some level, like Ron Simmons and a whole bunch of people like Steve Dr. Duck Williams and Barry Bam Bam Terry Gordy.
You literally are missing the biggest one. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yeah, but Dwayne never made it in the NFL. He played college.
But he was going to had he not gotten injured. We all know this.
He got injured in the CFL, and once he got injured, that's disrupted everything. And then from there, he sat there and reinvented himself and went into the family business. His father was Rocky Johnson, first African American tag team champions in the WWF back in the day, and he got married to what's the name? To one of the Samoan
Chief
Beers. So I mean that's how the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has been around that also. So you have a lot of guys that can actually make that transition, and I wish him the best. I really do. I'm looking forward to seeing him, and I'll tune in just to see his progress as he goes along. But we know what the matters at hand comes down to. We know what this team is capable of. We are seeing another dimension of this team that the Miami Dolphins are showing the public, that they don't just have to depend on the deep ball all the time. They can actually have methodical drives, actually take time off the clock, which I'm loving. I will tell everybody that. I've been wanting that for a very long time. Don't get me wrong. The bombs are beautiful, but once a team takes that away and you can't methodically march down the field, take time off the clock, 15 play, and execute on a balance of run and pass, that is a thing of beauty for a fan, and not just a Miami Dolphin fan, as a football fan, because it shows that your team can be efficient in different ways in phases of the game. That makes you more dangerous and more difficult to game plan for, and that's any team. So right now, you guys said it right. We're going to be facing a mirror image of of ourselves coming Thursday night. They both run the same system. They both are from the Shanahan tree. We all know what it is. So it really comes down to who makes the least mistakes and who executes the most in this game. And we need to sit there and we gotta nut up or shut up. That's what it comes down to.
Well, right now we're still 3.5 point underdogs for Thursday night.
I like it.
That means it's even because the home team gets 3.
Yep.
So I'll take it.
Well, that's tonight's game too. Baltimore is 3 point underdogs.
Yeah, I mean the weather forecast keeps fluctuating. So a couple days ago it was going to be like what we're used to when there's like 50s during the day, 30s at night. And I was like, oh, this is going to be fine. I'll be all right.
Right.
And then it changed to like high of 32, low of 18 with snow and sleet and everything else. But it keeps changing where they might not have as much precipitation as they want, but at least it'll be cold still. I mean, I could do without the snow. I could do without the sleet. You want to snow a little bit here or there, flurries, I'm good with it. But the sleet's the issue because then Mike's going to have to determine to run the ball and not throw 40 times like his predecessors' mistakes, a la Tennessee. Let's throw the ball 47 times in 31-degree weather and rain.
Now, another game we were talking about, the Cleveland-Denver game. Denver is 5.5 point favorites in that game. We need Cleveland to play like they've been playing on some of these games and beat Denver.
Bo Nix is playing better and better every week.
You get more comfortable.
Yes.
I want to see Jameis eat a W. Gotta love that guy. That guy's spirit can't be broken. Just a character. He's so ball of energy and positivity, regardless of the situation. He's been up and down on the highest of highs and the lowest of lows.
Absolutely.
I think the biggest mismatch of the week really is the Kansas City Raiders game, and of course Kansas City's 13-point favorites.
Take the Raiders and the points.
Yeah, that's a divisional game. That's always tough.
Yeah,
Then you have Detroit and Chicago, which are Detroit's 10.5 point favorites.
And I take Chicago on the points in that game too. Because I'm going to be honest with you, when you get big spreads like that, you need to take them. Like, even though that okay, this team might not be as good, If you're giving me 10.5, or you're giving me 13, look last year for an example. Tommy, you can confirm this. If I'm correct, it was a 13-point, wasn't a 13-point spread where Arizona went against Philadelphia here in Philadelphia at one point?
In the playoffs?
No, when Philly went against Arizona late last season. And they said
11.5.
It was 11.5. I'm taking that.
And
look what happened. They not only covered the spread, they won the fucking game. Nobody expected that.
And I had Carolina yesterday. I was hoping for the best. I had a money line, though. My crazy ass said, fuck these 14 points. Give me the money line. It was plus like 720. And I'm sitting there. Bryce Young gets a 2-point conversion. I'm like, And I'm like, oh my God, there's too much time. There's too much time. 3rd and 2, and you're going to let Mahomes get 32 yards and set him up in field goal range to finish the game.
Oh, dude. 14 points. Fuck.
That's one kid who's been playing out of his mind lately. Bryce Young. People wrote him off. He's too small. He doesn't know what he's doing. He can't play. They won 2 out of 3. They just took Kansas City to the limit.
They're
getting better.
Got his confidence back. That's what it comes down to.
I like Canales. Canales is good about that. He takes a quarterback at his lowest point and kind of builds him back up, a la Baker Mayfield.
Right.
Well, I want to shout out everybody in the chat real quick because I kind of know most of them. What's up, guys in the chat? How you doing? Good evening.
Yes, we appreciate you, Miss Friends. We really do appreciate you coming up today, Miss Friends. And I'm so happy we finally got a chance to do this. Definitely. I got to come check you out on your show.
Absolutely. Hey, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m., Wednesdays at 8 p.m. with my co-host Color. And tonight I got another special show, literally in about an hour. I got Josh Moser from Channel 7 News. He's going to be coming through. We're going to have a great little chat. Yes, ma'am. Sir, ma'am. because we got. I'm sure there's a lady somewhere. I'm watching, so I'm a lady. But yeah, tonight at 7, I got Josh coming through, and it's gonna be pretty awesome. So I'm excited about that. Yes. I will tell you this though, ladies and gentlemen, we lose one more game, and it's a divisional conference game.
It's over.
I'm going Scotch Earth on this team. My show will no longer be PG. It's gonna be rated PG-13. Okay.
17 for a day.
For the day, it's gonna be PG-13. I am coming out for everybody.
You might as well make it NC-17 because that's how it's going to be a lot. I'm telling you, it's going to be a lot of people because it's going to be hurt. And I don't want to think that way because that is a possibility. The way I look at it is this: take it one game at a time, and that's all we can do. It's one game at a time. As much as we want what we want to get. I don't want to just get in the playoffs. See, that's the key thing. I don't want to just get in the playoffs. I want to make a statement that, damn, this Miami Dolphins team got in the playoffs, and they haven't lost a game since. Like, I want to have that mentality. So it's like this team is like, damn, what the hell? Like they're winning, and they're finding ways to win. And it's like I want us to be that team getting hot at the right time. I want us to be that team.
And look, historically, all these teams get hot at the right time and end up making some damn noise.
Yeah. 2007 good?
Yeah.
Like Giants made noise. Steelers made noise, won the whole thing.
2000, I'll take the 2007's route. I don't mind.
Yeah.
I don't gotta be, I'm humble. I don't need to be number one.
You know, I kind of want Buffalo. If we can get in, I want Buffalo. I don't think we lose again.
Buffalo.
I want Buffalo too.
I want Buffalo
because we know we getting the pieces back that we needed, and we didn't have Sealer in that game. We didn't have a couple people in that game. Now we have those pieces and now I really believe that it don't matter cold or not. I really believe we can go into Buffalo to beat Buffalo now.
Absolutely. You just can't make stupid mistakes. Can't turn the ball over. Got to pressure Josh. Got to all the things we've been doing. Look at our defense. We have a ton of sacks, a ton of pressures, and a ton of turnovers created. Right. Our third down defense slipped a little bit, but the turnover numbers of the sack went way up.
I don't care who it is, first round Buffalo or Kansas City. Just get in there and make some noise.
Absolutely.
I just want to win.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine? Okay, walk into absolutely Hopium Avenue with me for a second, okay? This is maximum effort. Can you imagine if we do go on a run, win every single one of these games? It don't matter if it's by a win or we blow them out, whatever. Or like 1 point or blow them out. Then we get to that first round, divisional round. Let's say we meet the Bills, who are mortal enemies, right? And somehow, ladies and gentlemen, Superman ain't here to save them. And here comes the Miami Dolphins thundering down there, getting that last-minute touchdown to win the game with no time remaining. We defeat the Bills. We go up to Baltimore, because it'll probably end up being Baltimore if it's not the Chiefs. Either one, whatever. Take your pick. And we go up there. Can the Chiefs, let's say if it's the Chiefs, can the Chiefs three-peat? Is it revenge of the Dolphins? And then we go in there, in their house, with 0-degree weather, and we beat them 9-6. Something insanely ridiculous.
It's like a 2006 Raiders or Ravens game we've had.
And then we go to the AFC Championship, and at this point, it'll probably end up being the Ravens. I guess at that point, they'll be the only ones available. And we go to Baltimore, and we blow them out to get to the Super Bowl. Man, if it's a Dolphins-Lions Super Bowl, I win either way. Because I want my team to get to the Super Bowl and win. So if we win, I'm happy. And if it's the Lions and unfortunately we lose, I'm going to cry like a little girl. But I'm going to be super happy for the Lions because I love Dan Campbell and I love that team. So that, to me, that's my hopium take for today. My super homer me. But I love it, man. I want that movie to be written.
Michigan, I love your hopium, but I can up that by just a little bit. We win the last 6, and Buffalo doesn't win any, and we win a division. Oh,
Ooh,
That's-
and we host the game.
that's
Stop.
hopium.
Ooh.
That's hopium.
It feels good, guys. The hopium feels good. I'm telling you. Oh my gosh, I can't. For me, I would be. Oh, it would just be just like this weight would just be lifted, as a fan, because we go through so much crap. Everybody hates on us, guys. We're a legendary team. We're a perfect team. So they hate on us, and I get it. When you're all that in a bag of chips, they're always gonna hate on you. But man, to stick it to everybody, to stop the Chiefs from getting another Super Bowl, and doing that whole 3P crap. Oh, the narratives.
I mean, I will do the other side of the coin of the positivity that everyone's given. So if we don't say we make it, we're one game short, does that give you enough optimism to run it back? Because as you see, when the team is what the team is planned to be, we're pretty damn good. We're missing Uno, we're missing offensive line, we're missing this one, we're missing a D line. We kind of fall apart and we stumble and lose games barely. Would it give you enough? Would it give you enough to keep Greer, to keep McDaniel, to keep this nucleus in place? I mean, you got them all signed anyway, just about.
There's two ways I can answer. I don't know if you were asking me or anybody else.
I mean, I'm just asking in the ether. You know what I mean? So, I mean,
Okay,
I'm with you. I'm
ether.
hoping we win, and I hope we get in. But you know what I mean? I'm just thinking that just happenstance that we're one game short because no one else loses, or whatever the case may be. Is it enough for this team to come around? Because people are calling for Greer's head, but you see that Greer's pieces somehow are not that bad, and he's building towards the future. He's got mistakes, but all GMs have mistakes.
I'm gonna answer this in two ways. The very first one is probably the easiest. They already told you they're running it back, so whatever. No matter what we say, they're gonna run it back, regardless. No matter what this season ends up with, they are running it back. We knew this weeks ago. I knew this last summer, but we already know that. So taking that apart, that we already know what the future is gonna look like. What I would want, it hurts. But at this point, I would keep Tua. Get rid of him in the offseason. I keep some of these pieces, trade others to get some assets. I'm going to get one random backup quarterback, make him the starter. Or heck, give Skyler the reins. I don't care.
Oh my God, no.
Hold on. Listen to me. Let me finish.
He's not even NFL roster worthy,
I don't care about the next season. And in 2026, that's when I go make my move.
But for who?
That's what I would do.
Nico?
I can't say it. I'm superstitious like that, so I can't really say it. Just I would make my move in 2026. So
for
I would
Archie
get rid
Manning.
of Tua. I'll get rid of Tua, and then I'd go ahead, get as many assets as I can to go ahead, and I'm gonna build my trenches. I'm getting. Oh, but we have Patrick Paul. I'm getting a tackle. I'm getting an O lineman. I'm getting a defensive tackle. I'm getting nothing but linemen. And
that's what I want this year's draft coming up.
That's it. That's all I'm doing this next draft. That's all I'm getting. I don't need weapons. I got weapons. Right. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna build the trench with starters and backups. And then in 2026, that's when I'll make my move at the helm. Do I keep McDaniel? Whatever. Fine. Greer, fine. For this little piece, let's go ahead and do it. Once 2026 comes, then I fire the head coach and I fire the GM and bring somebody else in. That's it. That's what I would do.
If we miss it by one game, I mean, I'm keeping things where we are and gonna, pick up a couple of O linemen and a couple of good guard, top rated guards is what I'd be looking at.
Yeah, definitely the interior. I like we have an Aaron Brewer though. I truly do think that Aaron Brewer is what this team's looking for. Someone that can get out and get to the second level.
Well, folks, I'm gonna sign off because I'm hungry.
Okay,
I'm starving.
Yeah, we're gonna call it a night, folks. Thank you, Miss Finch, for joining us. We appreciate you. You're more than welcome back anytime. Just let me know when it's good for you, and you can join us anytime.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me. It's been awesome talking to all of you guys. And if you guys do make it to the tailgate, we got to go ahead and, say hello one more time. And I appreciate everybody supporting everybody in the chat, guys. Love you guys. Thank you so much for coming
I'll see you
through.
at the Jets game, Miss Finn.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely. And if
Niners.
you can do me a favor, everybody listening, watching the replay, if you haven't subscribed already to this channel, WCFL Dolphin Fan Talk, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, share the channel. Let's continue to grow this channel. They're doing awesome work. So let's go ahead and support our brethren. And they're looking to get better here and grow their channel. So let's go ahead and do that, guys. And again, thank you. It's been awesome, guys, for having me. You guys have a great rest of your night.
Peace,
You
love,
too,
and
Enjoy
Miss
your
Finch.
show.
Peace, love,
Love and
fins
fins
up.
up.
Yeah.
Y'all have a wonderful night.
peace, love, and